Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Now I will tell you guys rules of PID1. Okay, this is a very interesting concept and we must remember this. Let me tell you, if you remember, it will be beneficial for you to while working with the containers also. So it's very important. So what is the rule of PID1? So guys, your physical server is running because of PID1 is running. Simple. Your physical server is running because of PID1 is running. Okay. So your virtual server is also running, you know, virtual server is also running because of PID1 is running. Yeah. So in a virtual server, the PID1 I will show you because I have that access to this machine. So look at this. This is my virtual machine on AWS PS-EF. So these are the process which you see here. And look at this. See here. PID1, which is running with the system D, is a daemon, okay? D. And your operating system, the virtual machine which you are running right now, is running because of this PID1 only. Okay. So because of this, your virtual machine is running. When you shut down this machine, this gets stopped. When you start this machine, this is running in the daemon mode and daemon mode is never getting exited. So your virtual machine is running and you are able to access. So something similar concept we have with the containers also. Okay, in the containers also, your container is is running. Container is running cause of PID1. Okay, so can I show you the containers PID1? So let's look at this. In this machines, how many containers I'm having? So right now, Docker PS. So many containers I'm having right now. So can I create this here? Can I see the PID1? Look at this here, Docker execute in this container. What do you want to execute? Inside that container, I want to execute ps-ef. See it here. So inside a container, your PID1 is this one, which is sbintini. Okay. So your container is running because of this PID1, and then followed by remaining process. So that's a simple thing which you need to remember. Now in the PID1 of physical server, PID1 is system D. Okay. In a physical server, PID1 is system D. In the virtual server, PID1 is also system D. Just now I showed you. But guys, here in the container, PID is anything. Anything means it can be anything. It can be bin bash, it can be Perl, it can be Python, it can be Java, it can be anything, Sbintini, whatever, anything. Okay, so it can be anything. So as long as this thing is running, this executable is running, your container is running. Okay, have you understood this concept simple way? All of us? All of us guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So PID1 is very important guys. It's in physical machine also it's important. Virtual machine is also important. But in the container, it can make it anything basically, not a system D. Why in a virtual machine and physical machine we have a system D? Because we have a kernel, right? Here we don't have any kernel, so it is can be anything. Okay, with this concept in place, let's understand how to use container. Okay, let's say I will ask you to create one virtual machine. Okay, virtual machine. Then what you do? What you do with a virtual machine? Either you go, first thing you do, go inside. Go inside. If you go inside, how do you go inside, guys? Any idea? If you go inside, how do you go inside the uh, virtual machine? Any idea? How do you
Use
go?
SSH.
SSH, and you go to where? Using SSH, where you go to where? Go to where? Anyone? You
Bin
work
bash.
with? Yeah. See, shell you need, right? We are human being. We need a shell. For Linux, we have a bash shell, C shell, corn shell, right? Bash shell is very popular, by the way. So we all use bin bash. Without a shell, can you work? No. We are a human being. We cannot work without a shell. So if you want to go inside a VM, you do SSH. SSH for what? Is for the networking protocol, right? To connect to the remote machine. But after that, once you connect, you go to the shell and you interact with the system with the shell. In the Windows also we have a PowerShell which you use for interacting with the Linux. Sorry, Windows. That's the one thing you do. Second thing you do, access a app running inside from outside. How? How can you access? How can you access? How can you access? Using, guys, if let's say in my machine there is one application running, and how can you access from your machine?
The port should be open for that and using network.
Network, right? Yeah. Simple, guys. So simple. So how to use VMs? You do this one, correct? So now I'll talk about how to use. I'm so sorry. how to use container, how to use container. But before that, I want to teach you something. What I want to teach you? I want to teach you run behavior. Run is one command. For that, I want to teach you this behavior. So run has few commands assembled together. Behavior is assembled together. That is called pull. So pull you have in a run, and after that create. Okay. So pull we have, and then create, and then what we have? Start. Okay. So we have a pull, then create, and then start, and then become or attached to PID1. Become a container or attached to the PID1. Now you understand the PID1 concept. So I don't think so it should be difficult. And in the container, PID1 can be anything set in the image. Okay. So here become a container or attached to a PID1. This is both are same. Okay. That's a both are same. So when you run, when you use the run command, then pull happen, create happen, and start happen. In short, let me tell you, when you run the command, then create, that means always create a new container. That means for each run, you always create a new container. Pull, create, start, become a container attached to PID. So this is a run. Let me show you the behavior. Look at my screen here. Very carefully, guys, look at it. Docker run Jenkins. See, I'm running here. Understand that very simple way. Docker run Jenkins. So pull is already Jenkins hyphen Jenkins, right? That is the image name, right? Jenkins hyphen Jenkins. That's the image name. So here, this is the command I'm running. So what it will do, run means this command, correct? Run means this command. So let's look at this. Enter. See what has happened? Where I am? Where I am? Any idea? Where I am? Where I am? Everyone?
Pull.
No, no, no. Pull is done. No, no, no. See here. I'll open up a new console. See that duplicate console. CentOS. Sudo -s. Docker ps. This is the container which I'm running right now from last 46 seconds. What is this? sbintini PID1. So where I am? Basically, this is a bintini. Sbin bintini. Because I said, right, the moment you run, you will get pull, create container, start the container, and become a container. That means earlier, before running this command, earlier I was just shell, bash shell. See here, by default, when you log in, you're a bash shell. See here, what you are, shell. But after that, running this command, you become a container or attached to PID1, and PID1 is what here for the Jenkins container has been tiny. Okay. So guys, this is the run behavior attached to the PID1. So I said, as long as PID is running, container is running, right? Container is running because of PID1 running. I am on the PID1 right now. Can I kill this PID1? So Control C I can use to kill this process. See, and container, then the one which we had it got exited also. See here, this was a container, got exited 9 seconds ago. So here, what I was trying to tell you is run command is very powerful. Together it can do many things. So next time I don't want to run. I don't want to attach. I don't want to attach to the PID one. So what should be done? Run hyphen D, detach. So pull, create, start, do not become, or do not attached to PID one. So pull plus create plus start plus do not become a container or do not attach to the PID one. So that is done by hyphen D. Let me show you here. So this time Docker run hyphen D Jenkins slash Jenkins and some name I'll give it this time Raj1. See here, I did not become actually. See, Raj1 is running. See here. Okay, so like that. So here hyphen D, when you add it, you do not become. Okay, so guys, this is the behavior of run and run hyphen D. If you want to become the PID one, then you can use without a D. If you do not want to become attached to the PID one, use the hyphen D. So guys, what we have understood, the rule of PID one, and then also we understand the run and a run hyphen D. Now let's do one thing. Let me change the image name itself. So now Docker run Ubuntu. And here I'm giving this name UB1. So Ubuntu image, it was not there in the local. So they are locating, they're downloading it. See here, pull request. Okay. After that pull, they will create a container. Create. They will try to start the container. So let's wait for it. I think, guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
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 Okay. I think my system got stuck or something. Let me check. Let me try. I'm just thinking why it got. Let me stop and restart. You guys can hear me on see my screen well?
Yes, Rajesh.
So I don't think so. There should be any network issues. I'm just checking actually. I will restart this. Just can give me some time. The IP address will change. So I'll tell you the new IP address. Yeah, starting. Hmm. So IP address got changed. So I'm just putting in the chat window. And now I'm going to connect this. Yes. Okay, CentOS. CentOS 123 sudo -s. Okay, so now first I'll clean all of the containers. So Docker container, remove all containers. So I'm stopping all the containers. It was already stopped by the way. And removing all the containers. So Docker ps-a. I do not have any containers right now. Okay. So now guys, I'm explaining you this concept here. So if I do Docker, I'll play with a different image. So Docker run and Ubuntu, you see here, and I'll give the name hyphen hyphen a name UB1. Okay, so you see here Docker ts hyphen a. See, this container got exited. So see here, look at the command and try to understand what is happening. So here, look at it very carefully. I run this container. Run this container means what I did. I pull that, created, started, and then it become a container. So what has happened? Before becoming itself, it tried to start the container. Here you see, try to start the container. It started also, and then it got exited. The container got exited. Here, before this one only, this container got started and exited. So when the container got exited, it's not running anyways, then how can it become a container PID1? Because that's not there, no? So this has not happened in this case. But the question is, how come this container got exited? Whereas if I run docker run hyphen d Jenkins, that container is not getting exited. How come? See here. How come? See here. Container is running, but same command, if I change the image Ubuntu, see here, it's not there, it's got exited. So why is this getting exited? Why the container with
Because
the, yeah, tell me.
yeah, I think because of in Ubuntu case, this is the image image of operating system, and in operating system, the systemd by default is a PID, right?
No. In an image in container world, there is no operating system. I have said very clearly. Okay, very clearly, systemd should not be there. So why this is getting exited, guys? The reason is very simple. Here it is. Container is running because of PID1 is running. Here what happened? This was the PID1 in the Ubuntu. And this PID1, which was a bin bash, run and exit. When it run and exit, what happens? Container get exit. So the behavior of a bin bash is it will run, and you see here, I'll run manually the whatever the command. Exited. It did not hold it. It did not hold it. Getting my points? So what is happening here is this is the PID1 for the Ubuntu, which is running, but same time it got exited after the run. Whereas the Bintini, when they run it, it's not exiting, it's holding that process. If the process is holding, the container is also up. So now the question is, how do I set the container should be not exiting? And how do I set the container should be exiting? It depends on the image developer of the image developer. That image, those who develop this Ubuntu image, Jenkins image, or sometime you will also do that image development. So you have that ways to set it up in the image itself. So but right now I'm not teaching you those topics, but this is the behavior. So here what happens? Very simple rule. That's the reason I ask you, please remember this rule. So here Ubuntu container got exited because of only one reason. Bin bash got exited. This container did not get exited because of only one reason. This did not get exited. So simple. So now, okay. So now the question is, the question was, sorry, how to use container. That was a question.
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 399 plan and grow your skills immensely.
How to use container. So guys, if you want to go inside a container, there is a two way, exec way, attach way. Okay, so right now you see here how many containers running. Only one right now. You can go inside a container, only the running containers. You can go inside the running container using exec and attach. So what is the exec? So guys, exec is to execute an executable inside a container. This is the stuff. If you want to execute an executable inside a container, you run exec. Let me show you example. So Docker execute which container? What do you want to execute inside that? ls ps-ef ef-kh, any command which you want to exit, you can run it. But you know what? When you want to go inside that, you have to interact it with it and bin bash. How do you interact with the system? You are a human being, right? So if you want to interact with the system, of course you need a shell. So with the bin, with it combination and bin bash, you can go inside. Simple. Oh, let me show you here. So docker exec -it container id and bin bash. See here. So here docker execute under which this one, what? Bin bash. In what mode? Interactive mode. Where are you right now, guys? Where are you?
Inside the Jenkins container.
Yeah, inside a Jenkins container. And you do whatever you want, just like the way you used to work in a virtual machine. Exit. See? So if you want to go inside that, there's a one way. So what does attach do? Guys, using attach, it attached to PID1. So here if you see, look at my screen, Docker PS. What is the PID1 for this container? Svintini. So if I do attach, Docker attach, container ID, enter. Do you think it got stuck? No. Actually, you are on Bintini. And remember, Bintini means PID1. Control C, container got exited. See here. Okay. So this is the attach behavior. It get attached to the PID1. So in short, let me recap the theory. Understand that PID1 is very important. So container is running as long as the PID1 is running. PID1 can be any executable which you want. As long as the PID1 is running, container is running. Who set the PID1? Developer of image. And he decide whether the should be running or not running. Run means pull plus create plus start plus become to attach to the PID1. If you want to deattach, -d. And then how to go inside a container? Exec it winbash, or you can attach to the PID1. That is the way you can go inside it. But what is the fun if you want to go inside the Bintini? So how can you go inside the how can you run the Ubuntu container in this case? So Docker PS, look at this. There's no container Docker. I'm saying run Ubuntu. If I run this container, what will happen? It will run. It will start and then exit. It will not get attached. So what I have to do? I have to do one thing, do in the detach mode and do interactive. Okay. So here I'm saying Docker run Ubuntu interactive. Okay. Run interactive detach mode and then bin bash. So here you are interacting mode, you detach to it, bin bash, Ubuntu, and now you are running that container. So if you directly use run container without interactive mode with a bin bash, it will not get running. See, it's running right now. Why this is not exact exiting? Because what you did, you created a container with interactive mode and this is still waiting and you got detached. If you want to go one more container, I'm creating -it, one more container. This time I'm not detaching. See, where are you right now? Tell me. Where are you right now?
Inside the container.
Yeah, and here you see who are you? Who are you? Tell me. Who are you?
Root user.
No, no, no. PID1, right?
PID1.
Yeah, this is a temporary one, right? So who are you? You're PID1. And I'm killing PID1 using exit command, bin bash exit command. And you see here, this container is running or not. See, it's gone. It got exited. See. So guys, overall, this is the behavior. Again, you have to use it to get going. So I'm going to share with you all this command. Here. Now, next question is, guys, how to access the app inside a container, inside outside, I mean, using network. So how can you do that? So guys, each container, let me show you here. Let's say this container, we'll get a one Jenkins container. That will be easier for me. Jenkins container -d Jenkins -Jenkins, because that's a web-based application, right? So here Docker PS. See, this is the container which you are running. OK, how can I get the IP address of it? Inspect here. And here it is. IP address of the container is this one. So now can we access that container? See here, ping. Yes. Can I call Jenkins on 8080 port? This is the login page of Jenkins. So I got this, but I cannot use this IP address from my machine. I cannot use this. OK, so what we do? Let's first understand what we have to do in this case. So what you have to do is understand this. This is the host machine and container is running here. IP address of this container. The scope of this IP address is only host machine. So I was able to access. But if you want to access this container from outside, so can you access this container directly? No. So what do we do? Can I access the container as a host port? Yes. So I can access here. From here, routing should be happening here. This is called port forwarding concept. All the cloud applications like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and everyone using port forwarding concept. I hit this, it will redirect to here. Simple. So how to do that? So guys, for that, Docker has given one quick command. Same command here, but -p option. -p, first port will be node port. Second port will be container port. This will not be changed. So remember, again, I am saying this is the node port. This is the container port. So can I check this 8080? Host IP address. What is the host IP address? I typed in the chat box, right? Host IP address 8080. See, this is Jenkins. Can I create one more container? Can I create one more container for the same port? No. External port, you cannot have it same because remember, host have one network. So you have to change the external port. So 80, 90. Internal will be same. Now second container, 80, 90. This is the way -p is the command to do the port forwarding. Done. So guys, this is the way if you want to access the container over the network, you can make it happen. So these are the command I run for demonstrate through the network. Any questions, guys?
Please enroll our general membership for $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.